Today I'm going to show you how to make pigtails. Now you may wonder, why would you make your own pigtails instead of just going to the store and buying some? The reason is, once you start making your pigtails, you'll start realizing how useful they are. You don't want 4 or 8 or a dozen pigtails. You want 20 or 30 because you can use them for so many things. Every line set you want to have terminating to pigtails so you don't wear your lines. First, the knot versus loop on the kites. It can be used just so many places. And once you have a bunch of pigtails, you can start using them whenever you want. Now, you just need regular kite line. That's all you need. And if you have kite line and you knot it, it's a problem. So you have a kite line and you knot it, you lose 50% of the strength. You have to get a knot out if it's a single line, as it will break. Isn't that right? But for this, we're doing a loop with a knot here. So there's one side there, so that's doubled, and it will be spliced. So there's going to be a line inside of a line. Now I'm not going to go over how to splice. I'm just going to go over how to make your pigtails. So actually, this pigtail that I'm making, that's a loop with a knot, is 4 times as thick as a standard line. So even though it loses 50% of the strength, it's still over strength by 100% or something. So the plan for this, oh, come on, you block it. Hey, don't block the video. The plan for this is you make a knot, simple overhand knot like that. Then you get your fid and you pull it inside here, right? And then you put your fid on the other end and you pull it inside here. Then you'll be left with the knot here and some of the end coming off. And then we trim the ends here. That's our pigtail. So I start with 24 inches, and then you make marks every quarter, 6 inches, 12 inches, 18, and then there'll be the end. And if it's metric, it would be about 610 millimeters, something like that. Do the same. You want all of your pigtails to be exactly the same size. That way you can interchange them whenever you want. And to do this, you need some kite line, fid, whatever fid you want to use, marker, and a knife. And let's get started. She loves metal things. So I always tape my lines to the roller to make it easy to measure them. I think I'll make 8 of them today. So get started here. $24. Don't eat the tape. Don't eat the tape. Oh, she loves tape. Tape is not for eating. No, I think I'll just make white and yellow today. It's 4 times the line, 50% strength. So it's 200. It's 200%. So it's 100% over strength. So you can use old line if you want. 24. Mark them at the 6. Mark them at the 12. And mark them at the 18. Again, fid that you use. First I got to put a knot in here. Simple overhand knot. Figure 8's too big because the line's being doubled so much. But an overhead knot works because it's... And find the first mark. And I'm going to go through at the next black mark. That way. Now I'm going to move the knot down because right now it's in the way of the splice. Alright, so I move the knot down so it's out of the way. And find my mark. Attach my fid. Find my mark. Insert the fid into the line. And move the knot right in the center. That's where I put it usually. Stretch the line out. Pull this. Pull this. I'm massaging the lines so that, right now it's loose, so I'm tightening everything up. And I got a knot in here, so I got to work it through the knot. Alright, now that joint is nice and tight. And I'm going to flare these a little bit so they don't come undone as easy through the weave. Normally I'd taper these, but this is so over strength that you don't have to really taper it. There's a little bit left because the outer coating is... Now you trim the edges so it fits all the way through. The line that's sticking out, you trim that. Pull it tight. It's going to go inside the weave. This one goes inside the weave. And now you have a pigtail. You always want to make sure you have a pigtail with a knot at one end and a loop the other. That way you can easily change it from knot to loop or loop to knot. Or more typically, you'll like Lark's head here if you need a loop end, or Lark's head here if you need to take a measurement of this. It should be 5 inches. Now for the lines themselves, I'm going to have 24 inches. With 24 inches, you're going to have a 5-inch pigtail. So the line shrinks by about 5 times, a little bit less than that. And if you're doing it in centimeters, you can probably just divide by 5 to find out how long you want your pigtail to be. But I would start out with metric with 610 or so millimeters. But this is going to end up with a 5-inch pigtail. What are you eating? Don't eat tape. No tape for you. No tape. No knives, no tape. Stay away from the tape. You're not allowed to eat tape. All right, pull this tight. Move the knot. That's 3 whites, 1 more white. So I mixed some 1,000 test line in with my 600-pound test. So I just did a 1,000-pound test, and you'll notice that, of course, it's thicker, it's a little bit shorter, it's 4.5 inches instead of 5. And I'll keep this with my other 1,000-pound test ones. But they're both over strength, so use whatever line you have, it doesn't matter.